Thank you very much, Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker. Honorable members, honorable ministers, the honorable leader of the opposition, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you who are following us, following the proceedings of your House of Representatives at home or from abroad. We acknowledge the present, past, and emerging leaders of the MNUA, where we are, particularly the Turana Twisuba, whose ancestral land is home to this distinguished institution, with its rich history and traditions that form the foundation of our governance. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, the Constitution Review Commission sits at the center of a very important moment for our country. This is not just a formal process, it is a chance for ordinary Fijians to have a say in the review of their constitution, the supreme law of this land. For many, the constitution can feel distant or even too technical. But at its core, it affects how we live, how we are represented, and how decisions are made about us and our future. The Constitution is the system, and the system dictates the outcome. This review process is about bringing that conversation closer to the people. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker and honorable members of this august House, and I rise this morning to update this honorable House on the work of the Constitution Review Commission, and in particular, the rollout of the Public Awareness and Civic Education Program, PACE program. If this process is to mean anything, the people must first understand it. They must know what the Constitution is, why it matters, and how they can take part in its formulation and its review. Without that understanding, participation becomes limited, and voices that should be heard may be left out. That is why the PACE program is so important. It is about making sure that people are not asked to speak on anything they do not fully understand. It gives them the space, the information, and the confidence to take part in a meaningful way. Honorable Madam Speaker, Madam Deputy Speaker, on the 21st of January this year, Cabinet endorsed the establishment of the Constitution Review Commission. That was a deliberate and very important step, reflecting the government's commitment to engage directly with the people of Fiji on the future of our constitutional arrangements. It recognizes that any meaningful review of the Constitution must be grounded in the voices of the people and informed by open dialogue, broad consultation, and careful consideration of the issues that matter most to our nation. Building on this, on the 3rd of March of this year, Cabinet further endorsed a hybrid constitutional review framework. This framework sets out a clear and structured pathway for the review process, ensuring that it's both inclusive and guided by proper constitutional procedure. Under that approach, the Constitution Review Commission serves as the first and most critical stage of the process. It is tasked with going out to the people listening to their views, receiving written submissions, and facilitating discussions across the country. Based on those arrangements, the Commission will then prepare a comprehensive report together with a draft constitution bill that reflects the input received. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, this report and the draft bill will be submitted to His Excellency the President and to Cabinet for consideration. Cabinet will then refer the Commission's report to Parliament for tabling, where it will be subjected to the necessary constitutional processes in accordance with the law. This ensures that the review process is not only consultative, it is also properly anchored within our legal and institutional framework. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, on the 6th of March this year, Cabinet endorsed the individual to be appointed to the Commission, recognizing the importance of having a team that brings credibility, experience, and a diversity of perspectives to the national task. And accordingly, on the 13th of March 2026, His Excellency the President formally appointed the following commissioners. As Chairperson, Mr. Sebuloni Ratumayale Valentumua. Members, Mr. Ami Koli, Professor Unaisi Walu Nambombo Bamba, Dr. John Charles Fadiaki, Mr. Conway Bagg, Dr. Nilesh Gounder, and Ms. Merwalesi Nailekau. The Commission's mandate is clear. It is required to conduct a consultative process involving the people of Fiji, including nationwide public consultations and the receipt of written submissions, so that any proposed constitutional reforms genuinely reflect the will, the aspirations, and the diversity of our nation. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, the success of any constitutional review does not rest solely on the establishment of a commission or the technical expertise of its members. It depends fundamentally on how people, their level of awareness, their understanding of the process, and their readiness to participate in a meaningful way. For participation to be genuine, people must first be informed. They must understand what the Constitution is, what is being reviewed, and how their voices can shape the outcome. Recognizing this, the government has supported the implementation of a public awareness and civic education program known as the PACE program. This program is implemented by the Commission with the assistance of the Office of the Attorney General and the Fiji Law Reform Commission in collaboration with the Legal Aid Commission. I have been advised, Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, that the Solicitor General, Mr. Rapatin Green, is leading the implementation of the PACE program and is part of the teams currently on the ground engaging directly with the communities. These teams are visiting various parts of the country, helping to lay the groundwork for the Constitution Review Commission's consultations by raising awareness and ensuring that people are informed and prepared to participate. The PACE program commenced on the 22nd of April of this month and is scheduled to run over a 2-week period as a preparatory initiative. I wish to highlight that the program does not replace consultation. Rather, it strengthens the process by ensuring that when communities are invited to share their views and participate in the consultation, they do so with a clear understanding and the confidence to participate meaningfully. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, the PACE program is intended to inform the public about the establishment, role, and independence of the Commission, explain the constitutional review process and upcoming consultation timelines, guide individuals and groups on how they may participate and prepare submissions, and encourage inclusive nationwide engagement across all sectors of society. This program is educational and informational, not advocacy-based. Its purpose is to equip the people with knowledge, not to influence outcomes. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, the PACE program employs a media-driven and community-based approach to ensure maximum reach and accessibility. It recognizes the very realities of our people, including those in urban centers, in rural villages, in maritime communities, and our outer islands. Key components include face-to-face engagements conducted between the 20th of April and the 2nd of May, the end of this week, with teams deployed across all provinces, including Rotuma and Rambi Island. These teams include retired teachers, retired civil servants, practicing lawyers, and translators trained specifically for this purpose. Complementing these arrangements is the distribution of the Commission's guide titled Our Constitution, Our Voice, a guide to constitutional review process, which was launched by the Commission on the 15th of April this year. The guide is available in both printed and electronic formats and provides clear, accessible information for the public. All information materials are produced in English, in Tokay, Hindi, and Rotuman, ensuring inclusivity, clarity, and cultural relevance. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, the Commission's nationwide public consultations are scheduled to commence on the 4th of May and will run for approximately 2 months. In advance of the nationwide consultations, the Commission has already begun targeted engagements with key national institutions. These include the Great Council of Chiefs, the judiciary, faith-based organizations, civil society, and various government ministries and agencies, to name just a few. The Commission recognizes that the review process must be inclusive, must be participatory, and must be trusted, and affirms the vital role of the media and community networks in enabling meaningful consultations in line with its terms of reference. These engagements are ongoing and form an important part of the Commission's preparatory work, ensuring that key stakeholders are properly consulted and informed ahead of the wider public consultation. Honorable Madam Deputy Speaker, this constitutional review process is of profound national significance. The government remains committed to ensuring that it is inclusive, transparent, fiscally responsible, and grounded in meaningful public participation. In closing, Madam Deputy Speaker, I wish to extend my best wishes to all members of Parliament and encourage us all to participate in this. May our deliberations continue to strengthen democracy and unity and prosperity for the people of Fiji. I thank you, Madam.